What's up, y'all? You know what time it is? It's about to be that time.
Savage.
What is up, people? All right. How we doing today? Chapter 1026, the first chapter of volume 102. Let's see how the chat's doing today. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Seeing a lot of people in the chat here. Boom, boom, boom. Shout out to Scrouse26 who did a super chat before the stream started, says looks forward to your live stream every week, live or VOD. Appreciate what you do, bro. Thank you so much. And then my guy DJ Red Comet 369 said truly grateful to be a part of the rising #1 One Piece prognosticator, Captain Randy Troy. From day one, I saw the vision because not many are certified. My guy, I appreciate that.
Certified drip.
Man, a member for 5 months. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right. So, there we go. I just saw someone say this chapter made me cry in the chat. All right. I don't know what's about to happen. All right. Teach says, let's see if Randy follows the current narrative as the other YouTubers and some readers after he reads. Interesting. So people are already talking about something. All right. Well, I have no idea. Get this OST going. All right. Chapter 1026. We're getting right into it. All right. Let's see here. Tenozan, the turning point. Interesting. The turning point. So the chapter following the triple covers and all of that, the first chapter of 102, Oda is calling it the turning point. Okay. All right. I'm here for it. All right, we got Nami styling some minks. Oh yeah, haute couture, Nami. Yeah, I'll give it. Yeah, we'll certify that.
Certified
drip. Sensei, thank you for joining the channel. Appreciate you. All right, Flower Capital Wano. This would be a good time for the citizens to start seeing Onigashima looming. You know, we've been waiting for that. All right. I'm loving the angles here. Specifically this panel with the lanterns looking down. Like it's obviously creating this this ominous feel, you know, because we know that Onigashima is looming. So I believe that that's what Oda's trying to set up. You know, we have these like sound things going on. You know, it's mostly the party, but I think it's trying to set something else up. We got the guy Tetsu. Otoko, are you having fun? Yeah! Then ... Where are you going, Otawa? Forgive me, master. I just can't sit here and do nothing. Don't worry, we'll protect her. Out of the question, get back. Okay. Then she sets on her Momotaro journey on the boat sailing to Onigashima. Shout out to Isopod. said, been a minute since I've been able to catch one of these live. Think I picked a great week to come back. Thank you, Isopod. Fun fact, you are still the very first person I think that ever super chatted in a live stream that I had. The first live stream I ever did. Happy to have you here, man. Thanks. Yeah, here we go. Onigashima Lumen. We're about to start this, I mean, that makes sense for the turning point, What was the turning point, at least for the citizens of Wano, the citizens of Skypiea, right? When Raigo was coming down, when Dressrosa, when the birdcage happened, now things are going to start to kick up because now we can see this. All right. There's no telling now that she's at sea. I have an update on the mysterious second dragon. Master Yamato is alone on the roof, injured. An unbelievable sight is playing out in the skies above. Two dragons looking at each other. Yeah. Boom. The two dragons are squaring off. We got Luffy standing on still. We knew we would continue on this thread. Kaido-sama, the Azure Seiryu. Yeah. So that was kind of confirmed for us in a magazine, I believe, but this is the first time I believe we're hearing it in the manga itself. That yes, Kaido is the Azure Seiryu. I've been doing my Yu Yu Hakusho rewatch. You remember the four Saint Beasts? Seiryu was the ice guy. He had like that dragon aesthetic to him. I mean, it goes beyond that with folklore or whatever, but that's just something that came to my head. Kaido's being challenged by the pink dragon. I mean, I'd call him the peach dragon to really set up the Momo stuff. Ridden by Straw Hat Luffy. Mugiwara no Luffy. If I could turn into a monster like that, I would actually be useful to the others. So Yamato's remembering what Momonosuke said. Momonosuke made it happen by aging himself. Alright. Okay, we're seeing Queen. Are we going to get some heat on feet today? Are we going to get some heat on feet? Yeah, the dragon's identity is still unknown. So it's like we're watching this, but we're hearing the narration from this like random Mary dude. Okay. Wow. Momo really dodged the blast breath. Okay. Remember, I'm in no position to fight right now. I mean, what did you age yourself up for, bro? What did you think was going to happen? So this is weird paneling. Is Luffy hitting Momonosuke with the elephant gun? You're getting a little flashback. Luffy told Momonosuke to bite Kaido. Let's see. All right. I'm on the next page where Momonosuke is having this whole like flashback fit, trying to render some courage. So he's going through all of his memories here. Kaido back at Odin Castle, thinking about his mother. Alright, so it was Kaido that got hit, and that was the distraction that Luffy had created for Momonosuke to go over and bite him. So I'm guessing the idea here is to break Kaido's scales so that Luffy can actually penetrate easier. It might work. What happened to the music? The music's not playing? There's no music playing, Vegasimp? It said Momo used bite. It says it's playing on my end. It says that the music is playing. All right. Let me see. Let's see. Alright, I'll fix the music real quick. Give me a second here, guys. I think... Let's see. Did that fix it? Is there music now? Let me know. Next page. Your father was a fool of a lord. Yep. Chomp. Momo used bite again. I like this. I like this shot of Momonosuke saying, you know, you ruined Wano if it weren't for you. Like, that's good. Like, get angry, Momo. Come on. Father and mother, they would both be. Yup, they sure would. Sure would. All right, I'll fix it after the I'll fix it during the discussion part, guys. Sorry, I think it's because I moved the music over when I did the certified drip stream with Eddie. It says it's playing, but I'll fix it. So next page. Now we got Momo. We got Luffy. He's coming in. He's taking advantage of the distraction that Momo's made. You know, now it's just hard to tell what's going on in this panel after Luffy has punched Kaido. Because it's just, you know, I'm seeing two dragons here. Obviously, there's shading to distinguish which one is which, but it's still a little weird. Oh, we're going downstairs, huh? Okay. What just happened? Whew. All right. All right. Going down to Inuarashi. Jack saying that if he had taken another hit, he probably wouldn't be standing now. So Jack's... we saw his hybrid, but this is kind of weird, right? I mean, I'm still only looking at it from behind. Is this like a different form that Jack has? This is kind of strange. All right. Bro. Don't feel bad about the moon, you fat cat. It's not that your luck is bad. Mine's just better. Perorin. Yo. What?
Savage.
The Savage King Perospero over here has gotten the better of Nekomamashi. Do not sleep on this man. Do not sleep on the 700 million berry man. Yo, this guy just keeps winning. This man made a candy axe. All right. Things are not looking good for them. Moving on. Okay. Good going, Luffy. He said, you just bit one of the 4 emperors. After doing that, does anything in the world still seem scary to you? Good. There we go. Momo said no. Ooh. Then go, you can fly. Right. Stop Onigashima in its tracks. Did he just say Momo? Yeah, that dragon couldn't have been. There's no way. Everybody's yelling at Luffy to beat Kaido. And Momonosuke, okay. Big Mom's loving it. Kid reluctantly agreeing. Law saying, where the hell's he been? Alright. Catching up with Tama and Nami. Frankie. Oh, hold on. Ooh. Ooh. Sky is splitting here. What? Wait, what? Wait, what? Heavens, they've split. This Mary's on the floor. The moon's coming out. Perospero is shook. All right, so that was just Jack's regular mammoth form. We've seen that. Whew. You were saying something about luck. Odin Itoryu. Okay. One sword style. Let's see. Grinning cat claw. This man just broke his candy arm. Yow. And all right. Let me know if we're back. Okay. I'm seeing comments saying that I'm back. I have no idea what happened. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm also seeing that people are saying that the music is back. So, alright. I guess we're winning here. Alright. Am I back, guys? Okay. I do not understand what is going on, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. All right. Sorry about all of that. Oh man. Okay. Jen said we were dripping too much last week. Okay. All right. So I'm still on this page of Parasparrow getting rocked. Skies were just split. And it split my... The hockey was so strong that it cut off my internet or something. That it ended the stream. Okay. But, we've got Conqueror's Hockey over here too, so we got it back up and running immediately. Alright. So Inurara, she came in with a flying kick to Jack. Is Jack out? I'd find that hard to believe. But he is. Okay. Big Mom's eldest son, Parasparrow, has been defeated. Jack the Drought has been defeated. Inuarashi did not get killed. You're kidding. Even Jack was... No, wait, that's not my problem anymore. It always feels like somebody's watching me. Who's that peeking from behind the door? Wow. That's crazy. Like... Everything happened on the last page. I was totally expecting one more page. I'm reading the chapter notes right now. Tenozan is a mountain in Japan that played a key role determining the outcome of many battles during the Warring States period, including the Battle of Yamazaki. Toyotomi Hideyoshi successfully avenged his lord against the treacherous retainer Akechi Mitsuhide and established the Tokugawa shogunate. Ironically, this event cemented Japan's closed border policy. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. The word has since become synonymous with critical, advantageous twists and games like Go and Shogi, and we know that Go has been a big part of what's going on with CP0. Tenno is the Japanese for heavenly sovereign. It's 10 is heaven. A name the emperor is traditionally called. Interesting. That must be what Toriyama was playing on when he made Zeno for Dragon Ball Super. And then, let's see. Zan means mountain. So together it's the Emperor's Mountain, which probably stuck as it is near the historical capital city Kyoto. That was also Alright, so the Emperor's Mountain. Onigashima would be, in this case, the Emperor's Mountain. So, yeah. This all checks out to me. Alright. Looking at the color pages now. Alright, so there's actually a part of the chapter that I missed. So this makes sense now. So, when I was reading the page where everybody was telling Luffy and Momo to beat Kaido, I didn't realize that was a double page spread, so I missed this part where he was like, where Luffy said, "I will definitely," right? So that makes more sense now. And then this other part, which is obviously very important, is the lead up to the splitting of the skies, which is Luffy and Kaido looking at each other. You really think you have a chance against me? As long as I'm still breathing, anything can happen. Then that hit, then the splitting of the skies, which makes so much sense. How did I miss that? Because I was going to say, the splitting of the skies just sort of came out of nowhere. But there we go. There we have it. Luffy is now Yonko level. You know, he just needed to get knocked off the island a couple of times, and then it just magically made him Yonko level. No, just kidding. Shout out to Ozd Phenom, member for 3 months. Can't wait for all of this to get animated. This is cool. I haven't seen this in one of the other streams yet, where it tells you how long someone's been a member when they send a chat. That's interesting. Yeah, and then we got DJ BJ32 here, member for 4 months. Certified drip, sky splitting Luffy. You know, yeah, we'll certify that. We'll certify it.
Certified drip.
All right. I lowered the music. I had it loud when people were like trying to figure it out, so I guess I upped it too much. It should be good now. Let me know. And then shout out to Keyboard Cat. Luffy split the sky. Official Emperor. Frankie emoji. You know it. Then Cassidy. Shout out to Cassidy. As long as I'm still breathing, anything can happen. Monkey D. Luffy, chapter 1026. Perfect dialogue, though. 10 out of 10. Great chapter. So, you know, I just gotta say, guys, you know, we did have some interesting bookends in this chapter, just to feed some agenda here. We started with Hitetsu, aka Sukiyaki, thinking about Tama, and we ended the chapter with Orochi. Oh, man. JA650 said, "Ain't no live like a Randy Troy live." Enigma Sword said, "It's currently an option to send a free milestone chat." Oh, that's cool. That's a new thing. I like that. The Chin did one also. 5-month member here. Keyboard Cat. Gaimon for Nakama. Yeah, we got to go back and pick him up, you know? Barry said, "Legit teared up at the sky split. The king has arrived." Also, this chapter left me underwhelmed by Jack, but super impressed with Parasparrow. Facts. I've been here, you know. I've wanted more from Jack. I think we all have. Jack was the first Billion-Berry bounty that we met in the series. He was so impressive in Zo. And then, you know, by the time we got to Wano, he just kept getting clowned on. By Queen, by King, you know. Jack the Drag Down, all of that. Now he's just out of the picture. But how else are we going to get out of this confrontation if we don't move on, right? So that's where we're at with it. That's where we're at. DJ BJ 32 said, "What's the death count? And who is next after this chapter?" I mean, I still feel like if Oda doesn't kill one of the minks, You know, Inu Arashi or Nekomamashi. Realistically, Inu Arashi. There's just going to be something missing, you know? Like, there's a lot of drama that you can pull from that. So I think it would just be a missed opportunity on Oda's part if he doesn't do it.
Savage.
Let's see. Cassie said Orochi gonna turn babyface and save his daughter. Let's see. Shout out to Damien's. Whoa, free premium comment. Better not waste it. I like those. Joker said Jack's not certified. I'm inclined to agree now. Yeah, Jack was savage, not anymore. Yep. Emil Diaz. We got both Carrot and Yamato today. 10 out of 10. Great. Shy Guy Pro. People always underestimate Paraspero. Think about what his fruit does and how crazy skilled he is at using it. Yes. He's misunderstood. He's underestimated. He's underrated. All right. And Oda loves the dude. All right. That's why he's like always giving him a spotlight. He's had, aside from Katakuri, the most shine out of any other one of Big Mom's kids. Shout out to Tanner Padilla. Do you think that Inu and Neko will be negatively affected by their use of Sulong? Maybe that'll be what kills Inu. That's an interesting point, right? Because I mean, even Carrot was concerned about the overusage of it in Whole Cake, right? So there might be something to that, because at this point they would have gone Sulong 3 times in the span of one day, right? The first time, then the second time, and then Luffy just split the skies, letting the moon come back down, which opened that up. Which, by the way, is just a great... That's just great. You know? The fact that the moment we've been waiting for, Luffy splitting the skies, was what opened the moon out to allow that that final Sulong transformation. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. S said Marco will die, dude. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Not here. You know, if he comes to the final war or something, sure, but Marco dying in Wano would be anticlimactic because the stakes in Wano don't affect him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marco's just here to help, and he doesn't really need to be there. So I guess in that situation, yeah, you know, you could, but there's no weight other than the fact that he's a fan favorite character. And Marco, my issue with Marco on Wano is that I feel like he should be affected by things. Like, he knew Odin. Odin was like part of the crew. So he's there off of the strength of that. But at the same time, like, he never makes any notion that he's like really affected, that he's upset, that he wants to like get revenge for Odin. He's not there for Odin. He's there because Whitebeard told him to protect Monkey D. Luffy in Marineford. That's it. That's the only reason he's there. So, and even then, he's just protecting Luffy's crew. Hey, what's up, Reese? Fama said we need a Randy Troy vids tier list. So I need to tier list my own videos. You can do that, my man.
Savage.
Bill Pap said, this absolutely makes no sense. What does? Shout out to Amrit. Any guesses who was in silhouette on the last panel? On the Orochi panel? Did I miss a silhouette? Hold up. I don't see any silhouettes. I just see Orochi behind a door. I guess that's a joke. Shout out to Rob Volk. Now, remember. Very motivated to say it. Imagine being a demoted savage. Savage crew can't relate. That's facts. Jack is whack. Moritz Dank. After the sky was split, it looks like the skull of Onigashima is cracking. Yeah, let's take a look at that. In the eye? Yeah, I could see maybe a little bit of that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, then it goes in and it zooms in on that. Have we seen the eye cracked before? I don't think we have. I think this is how Kaido gets to the live floor. They just... The battle just rages on and just breaks the skull. Like, that'd actually be pretty dope, and then they just fall in, and then it just becomes this, like, massive battle royale. I'm here for it if that happens. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, I guess our boy Perospero is the grass eater today. That's what Chin said. Shout out to the 400 people in here. Appreciate you being here, guys. Talking about 1026. All right. If you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe. There's a lot of stuff coming to the channel this month. A lot planned. I got a Blackbeard video coming out should be this week. I got some other videos planned. You know, we did the certified drip stream last week. That was a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna cut together some of the best moments from that, release that as a VOD. I got to see Eddie in person this weekend, and while I was there in his studio at the Heartthrob compound, he felt inclined to make a Heat on Feet song on his own volition, so that'll release at some point too. So get ready for that. It's funny. Diz of the Ghost. The turning point was Luffy splitting the sky. If he hadn't, Jack and Perospero would have won. Can you believe Luffy still isn't in gear? 50 Yonko. Yup. There's a lot of turning points. That is definitely one. That's a turning point for the series. Because the only time we've ever seen the sky splitting is when Emperors clash, right? So that is the turning point for the entire series, that Luffy has now split the skies. I've always said, I don't view Luffy as a Yonko, a Goko, an Emperor in general until we see him do this. He's done it. But as much as amazing as this is, it still didn't hit me as hard as just seeing his 1.5 billion berry bounty. That felt like more of a win to me back in 903. So let's see. Everybody's saying, "Oh boy, can't wait." Hype on feet. Yeah. Now let's see. Lucy B said Mark Jobst is the director of the first Netflix One Piece. So that's official? Did that just come out today that he's going to be the director for the pilot. I feel like that information may have been known, or at least was rumored. Let's see. Yeah, it's confirmed. He's going to direct the pilot, Romance Storm. All right. That makes sense. Mark's got a lot of ties to Netflix via like Daredevil and Luke Cage. So, okay. Cool. Let's see. But back to Diz's point, there's also the turning point, just that, you know, the citizens of Wano can kind of see the silhouette of, it's a turning point for them, it's a turning point for us, it's a turning point for the crew, it's a turning point for the series overall. It's a great title for the chapter, and a turning point for those fights with Perospero and Jack. DJ BJ32 said, I have a small theory that Zolo, aka Zoro, will learn advanced observation hockey after Wano. Fujitora will teach him before he fights Shiryu or the Rain. Fujitora is still under orders to hunt the Strides. So you think that Fujitora is going to train Zoro? So like every strong neutralish swordsman is going to train Zoro in some way. Somebody like Mihawk, who's like neutralish. Fujitora definitely has advanced observation, right? Because that's how he's able to see while he's blind. I could see a clash between Zoro and Fujitora, and Zoro naturally learning it over the course of the battle. I don't know if I see a situation where Fujitora actively teaches them, unless it's like really towards the end of the series and Fujitora has relinquished his like role within the world government and is like kind of on their side as far as like crippling that, realizing that the world government is the problem, you know, that dismantling the warlord system only showed him how deep everything else goes. Ozd Phenom said, you think the Big Mom Pirates are coming at all? I don't necessarily think they need to, but if they do, then I don't think things are going to go very well. I think that if they come, it should be at the very end, once we've thought that we've won, and then something devastating happens. Brandon King said, Randy, have you seen O'Hara's Theory Part 2? I have not seen O'Hara's Theory Part 1. I don't watch theories based around the end of One Piece. But get those views, buddy. Get those views.
Savage.
Very Motivated said they've casted. I mean, maybe. You know, they've had a casting director for a while. I'm sure they know some things. And we will know when we need to. DJ. My theory is based on the Das Bones fight with Cutting Steel and the next level Zoro will need versus Blackbeard's crew. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to, if Zoro is going to actually take on Shiryu while he's invisible, he's going to need advanced observation hockey. Especially if he's, you know, using some form of like in-world One Piece Zetsu and like suppressing his energy to where Zoro can't really even sense him while he's you know, invisible. You know, that's something that even Sanji needs, is something like that, you know, like just for the Hunter x Hunter fans. You know what I'm talking about, suppressing the energy. Um, Nick can't snipe, but you can learn. Do you see the raid failing? Everything's going too well. Something feels off. Feels too easy. Also, will Momo get his hands on Ame no Habakiri? If Hiyori has Ame no Habakiri with her, and she's the storeroom silhouette, then it's possible. I mean, now that, you know, we're looking at Orochi, you know, I feel like we could, you know, really get some storeroom silhouette stuff next week. Denjiro. You know, we got to catch up with that guy. What's he been up to? Do I see the raid failing? So there's different ways of what the raid failing means, you know, and to me, the raid can succeed and everything can fail. So it's like they can beat Kaido and rescue Wano, but people have died, so that's a failure already. And then more people could die or get their souls taken or other things. Lose the rubbings, you know, whatever. Like, there's so many ways for things to go bad and things to fail, but for them to win the battle. I think there's going to be a lot more devastation. I think there's going to be a few more deaths. There's definitely going to be a lot more people that are going to get defeated. And, you know, Kaido's going to be responsible for a lot more. But at the end of the day, he's getting defeated in this arc. It just seems that way. Isopod said, I don't know whether I was the first super chat, but I was the one who called Momo holding up Onigashima as soon as the island first lifted. Yep. And then the second you said it, I was like, boom, bingo. That's what's going to happen. So, I mean, and that was like immediately, like 997 live, like, you know, you've said it. I've mentioned it a bunch of times in my videos. You know, Brago made his own video about it. Moore just gravitated to it as well. It just makes sense. It just makes sense in the way that, like, yes, this is going to happen. It makes sense. We got the boy Threevil in here. Triple Threevil. Whoops. Meant to mod you, not pin the message. How do I undo that? Oh, there we go. Let's see. I sure do, yep. Phantom Gravefire said Randy's had a Blackbeard video coming soon. Let's see. 1 second here, guys. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. Void Worshipper. Things are going too well. Meanwhile, Kinemon's dead. Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel about everything. Is that it's just it's too. We've already failed. Now it's just about saving the citizens. Nick Can't Snipe said, have we actually seen Odin style Odin Itoryu from Odin? I don't think so. We've always seen him with the two swords. So that was kind of an interesting thing for me too. That was kind of going through my head. I was like, Odin Itoryu. Also, Jack is an absolute jobber, clearly now. Orochi needs to see Momo. I would prefer Orochi to be beheaded. He will, and then he's also got to get his tail cut off, because that's what ties into the Yamato no Orochi lore and everything like that. 8 heads in the tail. They all got to go. Yeah. I see a lot of love for the Blackbeard Octopus Theory video. Yep. Let the boy know. He's been rocking with the channel a long time. Like, when we were in the mud with it. So, shout him out. Check out his videos. Check out his octopus, theory video. Check his stuff out. Follow him. Giovanni said, Randy, what shirt you got on, my guy? Oh, we got the certified drip right here. You can pick this up in the shop. We're hitting fall now, right? So, we got to break the long sleeves out. It's much easier to get drippy in the fall. We in here. I'm going to have some new stuff in the store soon. I've been working on some other shirts, so... Surya said, do you think Yamato needs a humbling moment in order for them to stop trying to become Odin? I think that they just now need to see Momonosuke coming into their own and actually being the avatar visually of Odin, which we know that based on Shinobu's line, that Momonosuke looks just like Odin, or at least very close to Odin. Doesn't have the flat top. And... once that happens, I think something will click for Yamato. They won't need to be Odin because Momonosuke is the son of Odin and can actually be Odin. So Yamato can focus on being Yamato. It's an interesting thing too, right? Because there's sort of a nice duality and a parallel to Yamato and Momonosuke now, especially with some context on Yamato's backstory, because if Yamato has been chained up and hidden away all of these years since they were 8 years old, right, there's not really a lot of maturity there, in the same way that Momonosuke hasn't mentally matured, has just physically matured, right? Whereas Yamato is the duality of that, the inversion, where Yamato is physically matured but hasn't mentally matured, as well, in a different way. So I'm sort of just, it's not thoughts that I had necessarily organized. I'm just spitballing here. But they make a good pair. Basically what I'm saying is that I think that Yamato is, at their heart a child as well, because they hadn't had those experiences and those opportunities to really grow and mature. All Yamato has ever thought about is like everything that's in the journal, being Odin, doing this, doing that. As long as Yamato knows someone else can do that for them, then they're going to go off and realize that those shackles, the shackles of becoming Odin, have been lifted, and they can go and do their own thing. Alright, so we got some confirmation here. The way to say my man's name is just evil. I do kind of like Threeville, though. That's my nickname for you, man. And he said Threeville is cool, too, so... DNL said, do you think the Revolutionary Army will appear? I want them to. I think that they should. They have the They should. They should. They should already be there. They should just already be dismantling the stuff and just get in at the end. So, let's see what else we talking about. Amrit said, "How about Weevil as a nickname?" Don't do my man that dirty. Weevil is literally like one of my least favorite characters in the series so far. Like, just off design, off motivation, off all of that. Like, the next time Weevil shows up in the story, I'm just gonna be like, all right, like, can I go to the next page? I need Oda to make me like the character, and I just don't yet. Oh man. All right. Charlie L. Who's more likely to appear? Revolutionaries, Shanks, or Blackbeard? Revolutionaries, Blackbeard, Shanks. Shanks isn't coming. All right. Let's take another look at this chapter. Let's see if there's anything else that we can pull. Now, there was a comment at the beginning of the stream that I'd like some more context on, where they were saying, I wonder if Randy will have the same opinion as the rest of the community. And I'm kind of curious as to what that meant. If I had to assume from the context, I guess everybody's saying just because that the narrative now is that the sky is split, so Luffy's an emperor. Is that right? Is that what they were referring to? You know, because at the same time, like, that's been what classifies an emperor, right? We've seen Shanks do it, we've seen Whitebeard do it, we've seen Kaido do it, we've seen Big Mom do it. We have not seen Blackbeard do it. So I kind of thought that would be a situation where Blackbeard's fight with Luffy would probably be the first time that we saw this, just to make it even. You know, we saw Shanks and Whitebeard, Big Mom and Kaido, Blackbeard and Luffy, all of the emperors. But even still, I still feel like there's more that Luffy needs to learn, and I think his growth is happening a little too fast for me. But maybe when I watch it in the anime, and maybe when I reread, I'll be able to pick up on everything, and it'll feel a little more earned. You know, that's always my issue with One Piece. But then I always go back and reread, and then I'm like, all right, this was earned. Yeah. You know, like, I go back to Endy's lobby, and I'm just like, all right, all these powers, all this stuff, you know, seemingly coming out of nowhere. But then you go back and you're like, nah, you know what, this fits, this works, and it's necessary. Andrew Arter, Randy, do you think admirals can split the sky? I mean, as far as I'm not a power scaler. Okay? I'm not. I just come at it from, like, you know, let's take a look at the narrative. Let's see what the context is telling us. Right? The context of the story tells us that since we're going after the emperors first, the admirals are stronger. Okay? That's the context. I don't care which is which. But but with the context, I would say yes, we should be able to see admirals splitting the sky as well. Phantom Greyfire said, yeah, pretty much about the Fifth Emperor stuff. Well, I mean, then if you're disappointed about it, then blame Big News Morgans, because he spoiled it all the way back in 903. He spoiled it. He said Luffy's, the Fifth Emperor. Very motivated said, I hit the siren soundboard. Yeah, it's my favorite thing to hit. I'll spam it. I spam it. Let's see. Nigma said, did I get a super chat earlier? Let me see, bro. Let me see. Oh, there it is. I've honestly yet to be underwhelmed by anything. All I need is 4 other factions, like revolutionaries and other crews, to join. Then Wano will be number 1 for me. If that happens, then I'm with you also. You know, then it might be in contention. For right now, Wano's cool. But I'll need... I don't like to rate an arc when it's still happening. You know? I think it's great so far. But whether it's going to like inch even into the top 5 and all of that is going to depend on when it's over and I go back and like rewatch it on one pace. Because the manga is great, but the anime just hits those emotions when it's right. Very Motivated said, my sister got her I Heart OP shirt and she loves it. Certified drip.
Certified drip.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Let's see. Vicent said, separate Wano and Onigashima. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Impel Down and Marineford that way. I do pretty much consider it its own arc. Although that might get muddied since, you know, we're heading back to Wano. So is this now the return to Wano arc? Lucy B said, rereading in one go is always so different week to week. Right, because that's the way Oda designs the story. Yeah, there's a week-to-week element to it, but Oda's thinking in volumes, he's thinking in arcs, he's thinking in... And that's the way that a lot of people that get frustrated with the series or the pacing and things like that, they're thinking of it week to week. They want every chapter to end with, whoa, whoa. And sometimes that happens, but not always. Aussie Phenom said, gotta go to work. Finish the stream later. Later, man. Thanks for dropping by. Copyright said, Randy, do you think Kaido saying there's only room for one dragon is foreshadowing his death? I mean, you know, that's the kind of thing that if he were to die, we'd be able to go back to that line and say, Oda did this. He foreshadowed it right here. So, yeah. I mean, I think Kaido has to die, because it's been shown that you can't contain this man, right? Chad Elmer said, past 2 months weekly, One Piece hasn't missed once, 10 out of 10. I mean, there's been a lot of hitters. Been a lot of heavy hitters. Taking a look at this chapter again, I still love this opening. My favorite panel in the chapter, like, just from an art standpoint, isn't even the sky splitting. It's this just overhead panel with the lanterns. I just love this panel. And... you know, this stuff was great. This stuff with the Mary guy, like, you know, basically doing his, you know, commentary on everything for everybody. It was a little weird. But I dig it. Yeah. You know what this, you know, there's a lot of turning points. See, this is the thing that Oda does, right? You know, you had that chapter where it was spitting image, right? Or 2 peas in a pod. and you were able to relate it to like so many things, right? You were able to say like, you know, well, this was an example of it, this was an example of it, this was an example of it. Another turning point here is Momonosuke's courage, right? Where the biggest focus of this chapter, especially in the beginning parts, is just getting, you know, giving Momo this necessary character development. The best line in the chapter is when Luffy says, after doing that, does anything in the world still seem scary to you? Momo says no. That's the best part of the chapter. Because it means that Momo, like, really should be able to call back to Luffy saying that right before he lifts Onigashima, and he's just like, wait, no, I just bit an emperor. I can do this. And that's great. And then Luffy saying, I will definitely beat Kaido, is Oda telling us that Luffy will definitely beat Kaido. Luffy does not lie. It's going to happen. Alright? The raid is not going to fail. Even though it would make for a better story if it did. It really would. It would be a better story if it failed. Because then we would get another, like, Sabaody. And I would love that. I would eat it up. I want to sit here and go, what just happened? But, you know, the arc's gonna end. We're gonna cheer, and then we're gonna move on to the next thing. What's gonna be interesting is how Big Mom gets cleaned up. Okay, because I'm gonna be disappointed if Big Mom just gets the Jack treatment and we just get like, you know, 3 pages of Kid and Law teaming together and taking out Big Mom. Which, after this Jack stuff, seems kind of likely, but I still want to hold on to the idea that Big Mom is the real threat here, and that once Kaido is defeated, Big Mom is going to close in and do something crazy. Luffy split the skies, guys. Luffy split the sky. Man. Now, if you look at this panel of the sky splitting, it's not as even as other things. So, you know, like, maybe Luffy really isn't, you know, at the point of, like, Kaido yet. Like, you know, when we really see, like, the sky split and it's, like, an even panel, then we'll know that, you know, like, Luffy's really there. No. I still feel like Inuarashi needs to die, but, you know, at least he got revenge on Jack for Zo. Parasparrow got chumped. My guy. Oh, sorry. I gotta be fair, right? Oh, God. All right, looking back at the chat, I haven't been looking at it for a little bit. Oh, man. Barry said the brain power to be able to manage the macro and the micro of a story this big is truly phenomenal. Oda is the GOAT. Yes. Yes. Lucy B said, I'm really curious about that surprising ending that one editor mentioned. Which surprising ending are you talking about? Is this something recent? because I must have missed that. Craig UK said, I know Elbaf is probably going to be Norse themed, but Kaido has an attack called Ragnarok. Odin sounds like Odin. Fenrir is a canine like Yamato. And Surtur is a fire giant king, etc. So, yeah, I mean, it's just going to be more obvious in Elbaf, but at the end of the day, you have to remember that One Piece in general was spawned in Oda's mind, essentially based off of Norse mythology to begin with. Viki the Viking. It was a TV show. It was a cartoon about Vikings and things like that. So Oda has an infatuation with it. So he's going to pull different things and different elements, and this one aspect of that will play here, and this other aspect of that will play here, etc. You know, so we'll see more and more of it. Lucy B clarified, said something about another enemy than Kaido and a surprise. Right, yeah, exactly. And see, but that also lines up with what I've been saying this whole time, is that once they beat Kaido, there will be something that they need to deal with. And we have two major factions that need to be dealt with. Big Mom, CP0 is there as well. Shout out to my guy, DJ Red Comet 369. Randy Troy is the best YouTube prognosticator of all time. Fire emojis all over the place. We Savage Pirates bring forth conviction to all other fan bases. Real certified Savage Pirate Drip. My guy.
Certified Drip.
You're the official hype man for the channel. That's your role, my guy. I love it. Love it. Yeah. Vincent said, Luffy splitting the sky is a payoff of what we were waiting for since 600 plus chapters. Yeah. The moment that we saw the first sky splitting, we knew that it was a possibility that it would have to happen at some point. We knew that that was the pinnacle of it. Whitebeard versus Shanks. Emil Diaz. Imagine if Big Mom gets off-screened. I'm not gonna like that. Don Masama. Kid isn't even a sky splitter. Never will be. Veriloque, when do you think Shanks will make his move? Not until Elbaf or after. Boom, boom, boom. Lucy B said, Vicky the Viking was huge in Germany, that there are even live action German movies of it. That's cool. I didn't know that there were live movies. I'm gonna have to look that up. Void Worshipper, what do you think Loki's role will be in Elbaf? A trickster. It's hard to say, you know, because Oda isn't going to give us Marvel Loki. He's not going to give us Marvel Thor, but there'll probably be a character named Thor, or if, as some have speculated, Enel will come back and be the avatar of Thor because he's the god of lightning. And And that would be a good time for that to happen. Yumil said, when Neku and Inu were young, Zo had a king. Now those two are only dukes. Will royalty return to Zo, or are they subservient to the samurai? Well, I think that all ties into the greater mystery of the world, right? The samurai, the Kosuke clan, made the poneglyphs. Whatever union was set up during the Void Century to pass out the poneglyphs, specifically the road ones to Zo, to Fishman Island, etc., etc. Those deals were made with people that were in a very strong pact, obviously. So I don't think it's necessarily they're subservient to the Kosuke, but that they're all aligned in this prophecy that in 800 years or whatever, their savior will come and, fix the world. So, it's been 800 years. I think once the series is over, we'll go back to Zo and we'll see that, I think royalty would return to Zo. And if Inu dies, then it would be Neko, taking that over. But the other thing, too, is that once the world is returned to normal, I think that they were on Zo because they were in hiding. So realistically, they should have a whole new place. They should be able to, just sort of go out into the world, right? Wouldn't that actually be the way that the minks win and the fishmen? That they don't just have to be in Fishman Island. They don't have to ride around Zo. Zunisha's curse will be lifted or whatever. Zunisha will get their own agency back and sort of be able to do their own thing. Yeah. I think that's probably the best case. Tay-Day. Hey, Randy, did you watch Squid Game on Netflix yet? I'd love to hear what you think. Probably the best series in 5+ years. Hype is real. You know what's crazy? My boy hit me up and was like, hey, you need to watch this Squid Game thing. And was really talking it up. So, I haven't had the chance to watch it. But, hey, maybe I'll check it out now. I don't know. He actually just reminded me about that they were just hitting me up about that. DNLA Games. Do you think Yamato's too strong to join the crew? I don't think strength matters. I don't think that matters. I don't think that people need to be hung up or focused too much on the dynamics of the crew. That's sort of a strange thing that the community does. All of this power scaling and all of this trying to figure out who's stronger and all of that. Because at the end of the day, that strength doesn't matter. And Oda tells us this all the time. That it's somebody's will that matters. Is your will stronger than the other person's? Then you're going to win. This isn't Dragon Ball Z where there's a counter for it. It was like Oda introduced Doriki, right? But then immediately never brought it back because he was like, you know what, this is gonna get too muddied. And he's right, because it's not necessary. Okay, yes, Yamato knows advanced conquerors. So, they're about to go after the heavy hitters. Blackbeard's crew, all level 6 prisoners, the admirals. They need it. If Yamato joins, it's a good grab. It means that other members of the crew will be protected because there's someone that strong on the side. They already have a warlord. Strength doesn't matter. Will matters. You know, it's not like, oh, Yamato is stronger than Luffy. They're gonna have to be the captain now. Nah. Doesn't matter. Luffy's will is the strongest in the crew, so he remains the captain. He'll always take on the biggest bad. Zoro's will is stronger than Yamato's, I would say. May not have advanced conquerors, right? But Zoro wants to be the world's greatest swordsman, so it's not like, you know, if Shiryu is the second strongest in Blackbeard's crew, you know, whatever, that suddenly Yamato needs to fight Shiryu, right? Because now Yamato is the second strongest in the crew, hypothetically. No. Because Zoro is still the swordsman of the crew. The will lines up with that. Shiryu considers himself a swordsman, right? Unlike King, who said, I'm not a swordsman. Shiryu actually was like, you know, very happy to have a blade in his hand. So that doesn't matter. That whole conversation is probably maybe worth its own video. Probably get flamed though. Later, Lucy. Thanks for dropping by. Tay Day said, Squid Game's unreal. You will love, love, love it. Make another channel talking about other series. I mean, I've thought about it, but I think if I was going to do anything, I would just do it on this channel. What do I need to make another channel for? I don't know. Very Motivated said, at the end of the day, it's about conviction. Yes, exactly. Whose conviction is stronger? Giovanni said, did you see Morge's latest about CKK? No, but I saw the title and I immediately said, here's a Morge video that I can probably agree with. I don't think that Zoro's going to kill Kaido. I haven't watched the video, but it's just... There can be all of the foreshadowing in the world and all of this other stuff that it could happen, but at the end of the day, it's still Luffy's story, and Luffy needs to be the one to do it because he's the one that actually wants to be the Pirate King. That's it. That's interesting. Andrew Arter said, I think Doc Q is going to have a transformation power like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, so he turns into a beast to fight Chopper's Monster Point. That's interesting. You would be great at doing movie reviews, Randy. Yeah, and I've definitely thought about doing it. You know, it's more of a time thing, you know, because I like to put a lot of time into my videos, maybe too much time, and I would have to sort of relinquish a little bit of that, you know, and just let myself talk, and then that's it. You know, and I've thought about expanding the channel a bit, you know, doing other things, putting other stuff on the channel, because realistically, this channel wasn't always about One Piece. It was about, you know, different film industry stuff as well, and like my own personal stuff. And then I just started talking about One Piece, and I want to get back into more of those other things. But the channel is just my name, so I feel like I do anything, but the algorithm will probably fault me for it, and then anybody that has the bell that doesn't care about me talking about some movie or anything like that, but only cares about the One Piece, may take the bell off, and then, you know, or unsubscribe. And then at the end of the day, I mean, it's like, if you unsubscribe because I'm talking about other things than One Piece, then, you know, you didn't really care about what I had to say anyway, so, you know, whatever. I'm just here to do me at the end of the day. So if I get the time to do it, and I feel that, you know, like, I'd love to, you know, I even did a couple of videos where I was like talking about some Batman news that had come out. Like, you know, I was throwing stuff at the wall, and I might get back into that. I am going to definitely do something on a video on the Cowboy Bebop show when it comes out, for sure. No doubt. Chrissy's in the chat. She said she got teary-eyed at the sky split. Andrew Arter said do movie reviews on cult classics like Trolls 2 in The Room. I can't. I can't bring myself to do that. Like, I want to talk about things that are good. They have their own merits. You know, they're good because they're bad. Dizza said we still need that Hunter x Hunter review. So Chrissy is, you know, we've actually filmed her first Hunter x Hunter review. Because she finally finished the she finished Zoldyck Family. So, you know, before she was getting into Heaven's Arena and anything like that, we shot it. She's gonna open her own channel, guys. It's not ready yet, you know, but she's gonna do it. She's gonna go for it. So get ready. Yep. Ugh. Shrek review when? Good question. Yeah, big news. Yep, Chrissy's making a channel, guys. Well, it's not going to be a Hunter x Hunter channel. You know, it's going to be whatever Chrissy wants to do and, you know, and wants to see and wants to talk about. And it's just going to start with...
Certified Drip.
I didn't press that, but yeah, it's going to start with Certified Drip. Chrissy 100K gang. Yep. One Piece Lover said, Randy, are you ever going to re-upload your old videos where you dub anime scenes? Probably not. They're kind of lost to time. I mean, do I have them? Yes. All right. Am I like 13, 14, or 15 making inappropriate high school jokes in them? Yes. Are they dated jokes that don't apply now? Yes. I'm not re-uploading those. Did they take my channel down for them? Yes. So, you know, that's another thing that's been holding me back, is I've been wanting to do a series where I just, like, do more dubs, right? I want to do that stuff. Like, I love doing that. Like, it's fun. Like, I just take my mic, I just voice some characters, all that stuff. Like, I want to do more of that. Like, I want to do a series where it's like, what if 4 Kids continued? Right? Like, start doing some, like, just take some, like, key scenes from Jaya and Skypiea and so on, you know, and then make it an ongoing series. But I don't want to get flagged by Toei. And then, you know, like, start getting into arguments with them just because I want to have fun. So, I don't know. Yeah, Chrissy's been having a lot of fun watching Hunter x Hunter now. Dred Scott said Randy was out here bugging on YouTube in 2007. Bro, try 2005, 2006. 2007 too, yeah, but yeah. PXPX, Randy doesn't want to be canceled. No, I don't. But I mean, like, sure, judge me as a 13-year-old. Go ahead. You know, there's been like 20 years of growth since then. Do I only read shonen or other stuff too? I mean, I kind of stick with shonen, you know, but at the same time, I'm really like, more than anything, I'm like a One Piece guy. You know, I try to watch other stuff these days, and it's just like, man, this is not One Piece. You know, I love Hunter x Hunter. I like a lot of the old stuff. The new stuff doesn't really grab me. You know, I tried My Hero Academia. Maybe I need to give it another shot or whatever. But like, I got maybe 2 seasons in, and I just felt like it wasn't taking any risks. It was just very safe. And I was like, how are you supposed to continue this story if you're not taking risks? So it's like, when I watching My Hero Academia was like watching Marineford if Ace lived. And it's like, okay, and then the crew just gets back together after that, and then goes on, and then it's just all right. It's like, so there's no growth from a death. There's nothing to propel us. I don't know. We'll call them the Void Century videos. Yeah, you need to collect all the road poneglyphs, and then they'll lead to an old hard drive that have them on it. Chin said, Randy, what project work did you work with Matt, that Matt Owens mentioned? In the Roger stream, when he said that, Matt was a writer on Luke Cage, and I was a production assistant years ago on that one. I hope Randy reads Rurouni Kenshin. I watched all of it, and I love it. I haven't rewatched it in a long time. I was a teenager, you know. So, ooh. Talking about all kinds of things. Let's see. Randy glyphs scattered around the internet world. Yeah. Looks like we're just hanging out now, guys. Yeah. Chrissy said Gurren Lagann is good. Yeah, I watched Gurren Lagann too, but it got weird after. Now that's a show that took a risk, right? When it killed off. It's been so long I don't remember the character's name, but it was like the character I liked. You know, one of the main characters. Really early on, I don't know. It was like episode 7. I was just like, wait, what? It was like watching the first season of Game of Thrones. And the show never really, like, caught that momentum because I wasn't as attached to the other main character. So, it's like, had that death happened maybe 10 episodes later, I would have been, wow, this show's great. it happened too early. Predictions for the next chapter. Yeah, let's do that. I feel like I'm a broken record with this one, but I mean, we need to see Denjiro the next chapter. I know I said that like a couple of chapters ago, but I mean, now that we see Orochi, I think that's got to be it. We need. I think that this is also the perfect time, if it is Hiyori, to find out that Hiyori was in the storeroom, right? Because she could have Ame no Habakiri and could give it to Momonosuke. So I don't think that we're going to spend a lot of time up top. I think we've kind of done that. Oda's going to go back down, so we're probably, we could get some more Sanji and Zoro stuff. It's actually a pretty good time to give us like a good amount of Big Mom versus Law and Kid, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Not actually finish that fight, but, give us something from it. Because I think that fight is tied to Killer versus Hawkins. And Killer versus Hawkins needs to finish, and Raizo versus Fukurokujo needs to finish before Sanji, King, and Queen is going to finish. So even if we get a little bit of Sanji and Zoro, that fight's not going to finish until Raizo's fight is done, Killer's fight is done, and we're a good ways into this Big Mom fight. And I think that there's an opportunity for Big Mom to get like blown away but not defeated, and then we just think she's defeated, right? But then she comes back once Kaido's done and like really wrecks house. So that's a possibility that Oda, I'm not saying that that's the next chapter that's going to happen, but that's a way for Oda to like clean some stuff up with Big Mom, get her out of the picture for a little bit. Because if Luffy and Kaido shatter the roof of Onigashima and fall to the live floor, Law and Kid being a part of that fight again and like being part of like the Nine Shadows or whatever, if Kaido starts wrecking house and like defeats everybody downstairs until there's 9 people or something, I think they need to be 2 of those 9 probably. But a taste of the other fights that are going on, for sure. Maybe that storeroom silhouette is like the clincher, Orochi has to have some sort of a plan, right? And he's tied to CP0, so maybe we could see Orochi and CP0 meet, not necessarily next chapter, but soon. Orochi and CP0, Orochi saying, hey, you gotta get me out of here, I did all these things for you, etc., etc., and CP0 saying, that doesn't mean anything to us now. I just thought of something, said copyright. Oda showed Black Maria, Perospero, Jack, etc. is defeated, but not sure if Oda has shown any defeats on the Alliance. Does that mean Kinemon, etc. is still going? Ashura Doji is dead, Kiku is dead, Kanjuro is dead, Kinemon is 99% dead. Void Worshipper, I think the 9 shadows need to be revealed on the roof, which will allow the moon to cast their shadows down onto the flower capital. Maybe, but I mean, if the skull dome breaks, then the moon would shine down onto the live floor and cast 9 shadows onto the live floor. So it's possible. Denjiro was busy getting Hiyori to Orochi so she can unalive Orochi once and for all, said Barry. Enigma Sword said, Randy, I'm officially petitioning you to read Chainsaw Man. Either start the manga now and read all of part 1 while we wait for part 2, or start with the anime coming next year and continue on. If they're coming out with an anime, I'll wait for the anime. Ryo, what's up, my guy? Speaking of deaths in One Piece with such confidence, always a risk. I'll take that L. I'll take it. I'll take it. Ashura Doji, dead. Kiku, dead. Kanjuro, dead. Kinemon, 99% dead. Leaning towards dead. That's the only one I'm iffy on. Randy, what purpose is left for Orochi at this point? I don't know where Oda will go with his character. Well, there's a lot of things that Orochi can still do in the story, okay? If my theory is true, and Tama is Orochi's daughter, then there's an opportunity for the Kurozumi to be redeemed. Not for Orochi to be redeemed, but for the Kurozumi clan. The person that kills Orochi needs to have meaning, right? So Zoro has said out loud that he wanted to kill Orochi. So it being Zoro makes sense. If Hiyori has been trained by Denjiro over the past 20 years to use a sword, she could be the one to kill Orochi with Amanomoon, and that would be very interesting. Momonosuke could pull out some wacky, Odin genes and switch back into his, human form with Amino Habakiri, and through the training that he's gotten from Zoro so far or whatever, he could be the one to kill Orochi. That would be, these are things that would be satisfying, even though that one would be like, all right, but I'm into it. Denjiro killing him, yeah, all right, but it's got to either be Zoro, Hiyori, or Momonosuke for it to mean something, at least to me. And I think for the story, it's sort of telling us, that that's the case. Zoro saving Hiyori from Orochi would be a good thing. Momonosuke, finally figuring out how to use blast breath and disintegrating Orochi would be iconic. There's and it'd also be great if the townspeople saw it. That should really be the last thing. They've defeated Kaido, everybody feels good, and then Orochi is goes into his dragon form or whatever, and then Orochi gets killed, and then that's when the people finally really feel free. Defeating Kaido is one thing. That breaks the shackles of Wano, but defeating Orochi is going to mean even more. Because it's going to give Wano that power back. Ryo said, what is this? That's what I was saying at the beginning of the stream when everybody was using those. Kazuto said, Randy, who will go down first, Big Mom or Kaido? Kaido. Big Mom, if she goes down first, it'll be very ambiguous. She's not actually going to be defeated. I just don't see it. I can't see it happening. So, because I feel like Big Mom's story isn't done. She's got too much narrative purpose. So... Yep. So, any other questions, guys? I'm feeling like we've kind of covered just about everything here. You know, this was a great chapter, but I'd also say it's pretty straightforward too. I can't believe Inuarashi won. Totally thought Jack was going to kill this man. I still feel that Inuarashi should die, but wow. And then, shot to the heart. My guy Perispero is down. Yeah. Wow, I'm sure you're eating good now that Perispero fell over. Yeah. But this had some great moments. I mean, come on, guys. We finally got that sky splitting. You know what I'm saying? This is one of those chapters that hits now, but is going to hit even harder on a reread and when it's animated. Because that's just the way that it's been set up. It's just once we get, you know, next week and, you know, whatever is, you know, going to happen next week, it's just going to further contextualize this chapter just like everything else does. Shout out to UNK Nick for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, people, hit that button. It's there. It's there. We got a lot of stuff coming. Boom. Yeah. Ricky Ahmed. Thank you. Yeah, you hit that button, I say your name. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Rouse said bro didn't do anything wrong. Dizza, that's a good question. What do you think Oda's most underappreciated quality as a writer is? You know, I think we talked about it a little bit earlier in the stream. And I really think it's I think it's the macro thinking in the now, right? A lot of people, and this is just the way of the world now. We have cell phones, we've got the internet, we've got Spotify, you know, we've got Netflix, Hulu, all of this stuff. All entertainment is fast food now, right? So we want to eat and we want to consume everything so fast. But a lot of people, and I see it on Twitter and I see it on things and all of that, they'll look at the chapter and they'll be like, yeah, I mean, this was cool, but, you know, nothing really happened or something like that. And they're not actually looking at the little details that actually fit into the macro that we'll be able to look at once the arc is over and then go back and say, wow, look at that setup. Look at that genius. Look at that Goaty McGoat. And that's just that's his most underappreciated quality. That he writes in a volume and arc lens, and most people view One Piece as a week-to-week story. give me a beginning, middle, and end every week, and make that ending make me like want to jump out a window because I'm so excited. And we get those chapters, but you can't do that every week. But when you go back, you know, you're able to appreciate the moments if you actually decide to go back and rewatch. So that's how I feel. Rouse said Jack really went down before getting a named attack. Did Jack never do a named attack ever? Even in Zo? If that's the case, Oda hates Jack. Like, does not care. Oh, we got Silvers in here. Let's see. Silver said, making Momo an adult just for one moment is unforgivable for me. Same effect could have been achieved without making him older. Now the people will only see Odin, not Momo, as an individual. So, I mean, that was... you're spitting, man. I mean, that was one of my issues with... I wanted Momonosuke to earn everything as a child. I wanted him to earn it as Momonosuke. Him aging up is like... It's going to service the story. It's fine. It's fine. I still think it, you know, I'm sure by the end of the arc I'll be like, okay, this made sense and this will be fine, right? So I'm not gonna like jump down his throat for doing it. The foreshadowing was there. I wasn't even blind to it. I always said, like, the foreshadowing is there. I just think that, you know, I thought that Oda would go the route of, you know, letting him earn everything as a child for himself. But, you know, the big moment here is, you know, is going to be him saving everybody, you know, by holding up Onigashima. So, and that would have been great with him being a small dragon, just spamming a bunch of, like, a million flame clouds. But now he'll, like, actually be a giant dragon and, like, hold it up. Barry said the Mammoth Boy is in the museum. Yeah, Mammoth Boy's in the mud. Oh, God. Safama said people be really underrating death in the series. 3 fake outs and people are on Oda's ass when he at least had 3 deaths this arc alone. So the thing with that is, right, is that those fake outs are... People get upset with the fake outs, but the thing with the fake outs is that a lot of times it's necessary for, like, narrative engagement. And it's like one of the most visceral things that you can do is, like, put someone in danger when you're writing a story. But the thing is that people don't look at it from the perspective of, does this character have more to do? If they died right now, what does it service? So, and some series and things will randomly kill a character, and you'll be like, wait, what? Hold on. Why did that character die? Like, they have so much to go for. Oda doesn't really do that. Save for, like, maybe Ace, right? One of the biggest fake-out deaths that a lot of people got mad at was Hyogoro. And Hyogoro could have died, but Luffy wasn't there to see it, and Luffy's the main character that has an attachment to Hyogoro. So if Hyogoro is going to die, which I think still could happen, Luffy needs to see it Luffy needs to have been unable to prevent it. And then there's like this Obi-Wan, Star Wars thing, because that was like his mentor. But the Orochi fake out and the Kanjuro fake out were done on purpose. Orochi is tied to his folklore, so he can't die without having all of the pieces of the folklore mixed. He's also so ingrained into like the evils of Wano that like if you're going to kill him, you have to fix the problems that he has done so that it's a satisfying death. Because if he just dies like he did in 985, then it's like, well, hold on, like, so Kaido kills him? Because like it's way better if Zoro, Momonosuke, or Hiyori kills him. And Oda knows that. And he's using the fact that this guy can, have all of these heads and all that stuff, and you need to cut off his tail in order to keep giving us these opportunities to see this man die, and not die. And then Kanjuro was like off screen. Of course he wasn't dead. Chin, we're talking about Wano specifically. Skypiea is the worst with the fake outs because none of those characters needed to live. Pagaya, Laki, Kamakiri, they all could have died. They should have died. Giovanni said, Randy, how is he going to hold it as a kid? That would be like Luffy beating Haguma. No, he wouldn't hold it, right? Now, as a bigger dragon, Momonosuke may actually be able to hold it with his back. But Kaido isn't holding Onigashima up. He put the clouds, right? So if Momo can make the clouds, even if he was small, he would just put a bunch of clouds, and those clouds would, if Kaido had, do some math, right? If Kaido's holding Onigashima up by like 4 clouds, if Momonosuke put like 80 clouds underneath there, maybe Kaido's clouds would be like, I can't really move anymore. That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't actually have to hold it. He'd just have to spam clouds, which would use his stamina and his will. But it doesn't matter. He's an adult now, so he can hold it up and probably put 8 clouds or something. I don't know. Rao said, since Luffy didn't have a chance to beat Jack, does the sky splitting suffice? This chapter proves Luffy is ready to fight Kaido, in my opinion. Yeah, it does. I wish Oda had the time to give us that, that moment where Luffy could just take out a commander easily. But maybe we'll get that later, Maybe Luffy will like run into Burgess or something when he's about to fight Blackbeard, and he'll take Burgess out in like, 1 or 2 hits. Because we saw that, Sabo took him out pretty easily, right? So Luffy taking Burgess out, with the same ease would make me feel better, especially after he had already beaten Kaido and all that. Like after this, he should not have any problem with any commander, period. This man said, after this stream, I'm going to do the vid you challenged me to do, a tier list of all of Randy vids. Alright. Alright. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to start wrapping things up here. Great stream. great chapter. You know, I'll have the analysis out soon. Blackbeard video out this week. I'm gonna take the Heat on Feet song that has been made and try and cut together some sort of a music video and release that at some point. That's going to be a lot of fun, very funny. And I got a couple other videos that are coming out. Chrissy is, you know, working on her channel. I'll let you guys know when we're going to launch that. I'm going to have some more... I've been working on a couple of new shirts that I'm going to put into the you know, some certified drip into the store. And as always, I want to thank everybody that supports the channel. Once Chrissy does, you know, create her channel, I hope that, you know, you'll support her as well. She'll be, you know, starting, you know, new, and you know, she'll need some help, but, you know, help her only if you know, you want to, you know, watch the videos, because I think that's how YouTube works, you know. So, and that's going to be cool. One of her first videos is going to be the Hunter x Hunter thing that everybody's been asking about. And very motivated said, "LOL, Eddie, a real one for that Heat on Feet." Yeah, I was just sitting with him. He, you know, he had a beat up, and he was just like, "All right, we doing this." But first he said, "Give me the apron." And he did the whole song wearing the apron, refused to take it off. Made the beat, everything. He was just like, "Man, we're going for this." So, yeah. It's gonna be funny. The Basura soundbite. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna take that drip stream that we did, and I'm gonna cut together a some of my favorite moments for it. You know, maybe into like a 10 or 15 minute video, and then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna clip the Basura part. Basura. Look at all these people already subscribing to Chrissy, and she hasn't even put the videos out yet. You guys are awesome. Alright. So. I did like what you did, Safama, though. That was funny. Although in your... So this guy, Safama, right? He already put out a video where he like cut together some of his favorite moments from the drip stream. That was funny. Like, I think that's the first compilation that someone has done that I'm in. I was like, wait, what is this? And but his thumbnail is ridiculous. This man put waves on me and Eddie, although my waves are spinning so hard they're going off of my head. So I showed it to Eddie too, Sophomore. I showed it. He's seen it. He was dying. He was dying at the thumbnail, and he was dying at the stuff you cut together. But so that's funny. Yep. All right, guys. I'm running out. Nern X Ultima. Here I am at the end of the stream, I bet. Darn. Keep rocking, ready. Appreciate you for stopping by either way. Alright. This is the ghost at Randy with the 360s. Find that thumbnail. It is hilarious. spinning off of my head. All right. Later, guys.